Yes, it is, and here we are. It's a Freaky Friday right here at Studio Kitchen, Colorado, and it's a very special show. Thanks for tuning in or watching the after podcast, but today you've tuned in just at the right time on this Friday. It's springtime in the Mile High City. Greg Hollenbach and Jay Parker. Jay, today's a big day.
Yes, it's the biggest day.
The 16th of May. It's a day that will be remembered in American history. No, it's special to us. What is today?
Today is our 6-year anniversary at the Modern Eater Show.
6 years, man. We've been through a lot. How would you describe the beginnings of the Modern Eater 6 years ago?
Radio-ish.
Radio-ish?
Radio-ish.
Full-on radio, Jay.
Yeah.
Radio to the max.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was an AM radio show on a Saturday night, and it was a dream that you and I had. So working at iHeart Radio, do we have lights?
No
Lights?
You're on the right camera, yeah.
I'm on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, 6 years ago, we started out as a radio show on iHeart Radio. That's my background. That's what I love. Jay was an intern on the show that we produced in the morning, and that's when the magic started. We decided let's do a food show, right, Jay?
Mm-hmm. Well, you invited me. You said, I'm doing a food show, man. I need somebody that can produce it. I didn't know what that meant. Still don't. But I said, yeah, man. I said, let's go.
Yeah, what was important, though, is that we needed to legitimize the show, so we brought Jesper Jonsson on. Jesper's a great chef. He's been with us since the beginning. He is a culinary instructor in Boulder, Colorado at Augusta Escoffier. He still works there today. But he started that show with Jay. Both you and I knew nothing about. Well, you did. You're a kitchen guy. You've been a kitchen guy and a bartender for a lot of years, right?
Mm-hmm. 30 plus. Half and half.
So you brought your experience to the table as well, right?
Yeah.
And then I brought my broadcasting experience, and then Chef Jesper brought his chef experience to the table.
The chef.
And that's where it all started. It's one of those things where you don't know what you don't know, but you just start out and start doing it. Well, that's what we did. Today we have a very special thing. We want to play you the audio of our first show. Okay, tonight, here's what we're going to do. Tonight, we're going to give you a special edition show from Red Rocks, and there's so much going on. Jay, we're going to meet our dream girl tonight. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It's an RV.
Oh.
We're going to have to name this lady, right? So if you know anything about the Modern Eater, you know that we go out on a road trip every spring during summer solstice. This year, 3.5 weeks. 3 guys go in, 1 comes back alive.
It feels like that at times, for sure.
Know.
You never know who's going to survive and who's not.
So tonight we're going to knock the rust off. We're going to meet our dream girl, our RV. Mm-hmm. We're going to name her. We're going to do a special live podcast. We're going to look back at years past. This will be our 4th year of Road Trip and Summer Dinner Series. So it's kind of going to be a little nostalgic. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. We're going to have a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants.
That's what I was looking for.
It's going to happen tonight.
It is.
In the meantime, if you're in your office right now or you're at home, and I know this is longer form, but you can check this out on themoderneater.com anytime you want to. But today we're going to stream it live for you, and it's kind of just going to be a nostalgic flashback of our humble beginnings as a radio show on iHeart Radio. And what we're going to do is play you the audio, but I want you to stay tuned tonight. If you're on Facebook right now, just click notifications and say anytime the Modern Eater goes live, you want to know about it. That'll help us out to when we pop up, but obviously watching the after podcast or broadcast from themoderneater.com, you can do as well. So we're going to play you a really cool, I think it's cool. I think it's fun. We'll see. It kind of just shows the contrast of now versus then. But here I am on themoderneater.com. I'm sure you're showing my screen right now, Jay.
I'm about to. There it is.
Warm it up, Chris. Okay, here we go. Look at this. This is what's cool about themoderneater.com. You want to catch up on all of our broadcasting? You can do it. Go into and look at watch. Go into the hover down menu. It'll say show archive. 6 years of content, you guys. If it's Colorado food and beverage, there's a good chance that we've covered it, right, Jay?
You better believe it.
How about chefs?
All of them.
Not all of them.
Almost all of them.
We want to talk to all of them. So as you look in our archive, you just scroll on down. 95 pages of goodness. Homegrown, hyper-local Colorado content. It's all free to you. We're going to direct your attention to the very first episode. It's titled Greg Hollenbach, Chef Jesper Jonsson are on the hunt for the best barbecue in Denver. We had no idea what we were doing, Jay, and honestly, if I knew how hard the road would have been for the past 6 years, I would have never even started this with you.
Thank you.
I'm just
Thank
kidding.
you.
So without further ado, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be a little boring for you, but there's a lot of audio lovers, right?
No, it's not boring.
Well, boring in the sense of you're not going to see anything visually stimulating. In honor of today's very special day, you're going to look at just themoderneater.com and the SoundCloud stream. Here's a little taste of it. You got the audio up. Thanks for tuning in today. It's a very special day. On 5/16/2015, aired the first The Modern Eater Show on iHeart Radio, and it sounded a little bit like this.
Welcome to the debut of The Modern Eater Show.
Well, I'm starving. Let's eat.
Have a taste of these.
With your hosts, Greg Hollenbach and Chef Jesper Jonsson.
There's lots of food.
Here's Greg and Jesper.
Why not? Here we go, huh? The Modern Eater Show, the debut right now on Talk Radio 630 K-House. So glad you made it, and lots to talk about with you today. Failing and successful restaurants going to be on the show today. We're going to talk a little bit about barbecue, and we've got the co-host in the studio.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Chef Jesper Jonsson, fantastic to have you. You actually make the show legitimate.
Thank you very much, and so do you, Greg. Without you, we wouldn't be here.
Well, hey, listen, sharing food and drinks with friends one like at a time. That's what we do, right?
That's what we're all about.
Now, this show is not about talking about restaurants for an hour, about their chicken and sitting. We can't do that.
No, that's not what we're all about. We're out here actually to share passion, not recipes.
Yeah, so the chef, I know you hate talking about yourself, but 30 seconds. Just give a little bit of rundown, introduce yourself to the folks. Where are you from? I notice a little accent on you. Are you from Mississippi?
Yes, absolutely. I'm from down south, right outside of Copenhagen, Denmark. I've been in the U.S. for almost 20 years, buddy. Been there for a long time, and prior to that I lived in France, and that's where I did all my training.
Fantastic. Just a little bit about your training and some things that you've done. You've also been a restaurant owner, consultant as well for restaurants to try and get them to, get out of that point to where you're not making any money.
Absolutely, yes. That's the biggest thing about what's going on in the restaurant business is obviously stay open to begin with. I've had the opportunity to work in many-star restaurants in Europe. I've actually been a chef in a couple of them. I've had my own restaurants. I've had lots of opportunities. I've been running crews in hotels and catering companies, and now I'm actually an instructor, believe it or not.
You are an instructor, and with one of our great sponsors, and so glad to have them on board, Auguste Escoffier Culinary School. And, Chef, you're doing a great job there. We also need to welcome to the show, and we're just happy to have this guy with us as well, the producer of the Modern Eater Show, Jay Parker. How's it going there, Jay?
Good morning.
Now, good morning to you, too. Yeah, you are a bartender, so this is about the time that you start getting going as well, right?
Yeah, I actually got up early for this one.
You got up early for this one. Now, you might have heard Jay's voice on the morning show with Mandy Connell. Jay was our intern for quite some time, so broadcaster himself, also in the food and beverage industry. So Jay Parker, just introducing everybody to the show. I got to tell you guys, we are active on Facebook right now. So if you search for us, The Modern Eater on Facebook, we're there. We're messing around. We got things going on. And also you can check out, I love to grill. I love to grill, and there, nothing stops me. The weather doesn't stop me, guys.
No, it shouldn't.
And so on our Facebook page, you'll see a little demonstration of how I like to cook salmon, but it was snowing outside. It was about a week ago. Hey, believe it or not, it was snowing about a week ago. Go look on that Facebook page there, and what we want from you guys right now, every week, The Modern Eater, we're out and about. And we are checking things out. This last week, we've been doing barbecue. All throughout this week, we're going to find the best barbecue joint. When I think of springtime and summertime, I think of barbecue and grilling and outside and the laundry's off and people are having fun doing things. Grilling's a big thing right now. Guys, we stopped by the Rib House in Longmont. It seems like a lot of the barbecue joints in Longmont. And by the way, if you're out there driving around right now and you're listening to this and you've got a barbecue spot that you've just got to tell us about, go ahead and do that. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Share us your barbecue joint, your favorite on the list. This week, guys, we'll talk about the Rib House in a second, but we're going to hit up Nordy's Barbecue and Grill. That's in Loveland.
Yep, we're going to hit them up Wednesday, I think it is, right?
Yep, Georgia Boys Barbecue. That's in Longmont as well.
Yep.
And Yazoo Barbecue Company. They have 2 locations, downtown and Greenwood.
Yep, and I can't wait to visit all these guys. I know they do extraordinary things. Time is how you cook barbecue. Temperature control, and then don't put too much smoke in it, and then it just turns out wonderful. And these guys are all extremely good. And we went to the Rib House last week, and sure, that was a bomb.
Now, wasn't that surprising? Chef Jesper Jonsson, myself, Greg Hollenbeck, and Jay Parker, our producer in studio right now, talking about, and if you're on Facebook, go ahead and, Jay, why don't you put up a little thing on Facebook that says, what's your favorite barbecue? Talking about it live right now on the air. Where's your favorite barbecue at? The Rib House, guys, that was excellent. I was really surprised when we drove up there. It looked like we were turning into a neighborhood there, a beautiful neighborhood. We turned it, and we were like, well, there can't be anything right here. Sure enough, right in the middle of this beautiful neighborhood, a park, kitty corner across the street, the Rib House. There they are, and it just shocked me.
It was amazing. We went in there, and it had the little smoke flare to it in the front of the house. We were kind of wondering, was this worth the drive? We went in the back, met Tracy in the bar, and what a character that was. And the food was phenomenal. Definitely Kansas barbecue.
You know what? I personally don't know the difference between Southern barbecue, Kansas barbecue, Colorado. I mean, really, barbecue, chef. Tell me some of the origins of barbecue, and especially here in the States.
Well, barbecue, as you all know, I mean, it's all the difference between the barbecue and grilling, right? Is the heat and the amount of heat and indirect heat come in the barbecue, direct heat and grilling. And so therefore barbecue's lower temperatures and of course more time. And we usually add smoke to it. But be very, very careful with smoke, because if it overpowers your meat, then it becomes way too rich.
What's that saying that you said the other day about the smoke? That was a funny one.
That was an old Louisiana guy that told me when you burp, if it smells like smoke, it ain't smoked right.
I mean, which is really, it's kind of like an aftertaste, right?
Absolutely. The barbecue that we got over there, it was phenomenal. It was dry rub, just the way we like it, and then a choice of barbecue sauce on the side. And that's my absolute favorite. I'm not really into basting too much sauce on it personally. I just like to have that flavor on the side rather. And the sauce that way doesn't get changed in flavor from the burning, It's just the meat itself. And the fat in the meat with the seasonings on top, it just basically makes you a little confit type of thing, cooked in fat with a little bit of smoke.
So on our list of spots, the Rib House we've already visited. Nordy's is coming up. Georgia Boys Barbecue as well, and Yazoo is a Yazoo. Yazoo Barbecue Company downtown in Greenwood. They're on our list. 303-713-8255. If you've got a favorite barbecue spot, or if you have a little secret to what you do with your barbecue at home, we'd like to hear that as well. So when it comes to barbecuing, for myself, I like to use coals, and I also like to put in some cedar chips as well.
Yep.
I do something the dancing chicken, which I'm sure a lot of people do. You take the can, and you can put you can use beer in there if you want to. But I always wonder, Chef, you've got that the can in there, and it has whether it's Coors Light or whatever it is. By the time you're done barbecue, am I poisoning myself?
No, you shouldn't be. Basically, the whole purpose of having the beer in there serves two purposes. One is it actually lowers the temperature because the beer obviously itself has to heat up before the inside of the chicken does. And secondly, it steams it, and it adds a little bit of flavor, a little bit of aroma to it. And that's why you're going to do that. I personally prefer to cook with 2 half beers rather than 1 whole.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I get to drink the other half.
Okay.
drink the other half. You're listening to the Modern Eater Show. This is our debut show. We're so happy. We're in studio this week. You got to know that our whole deal with the Modern Eater is to be out and about in the community. Colorado is a bustling place right now. It's just a mecca of restaurants, of breweries, of distilleries, of bars. I mean, they are everywhere. In next segment, we're going to talk about success and failure, because I'm one of those guys that says for every new place that pops up, there's one that's going underground, and they're not going to survive. And we're going to talk about that climate of success and failure. But right now, barbecue is the topic. Now, we have a pig.
Yes, we do.
Not Jay.
That's me. No, I was 1 second behind you on that one. 1 second behind you.
So sorry.
I was typing, but I heard the words, and before I could do the joke, you got me.
Get on Facebook. Tell us your favorite barbecue joint that you like to go to. The Modern Eater is all that you need to search. And while you're there, hey, why not like us?
Absolutely. Come and like us. We're likable folks.
We're some likable guys. So, Chef Jesper Jonsson, the pig.
Yep. So there's a long story behind this pig, but I'll make it short. It comes up from a good friend of mine up on the Western Slope that's been raising these pigs for quite a while. And I've cooked quite a few of his pigs, and they are just unbelievable. What we've done with Tom up there is, instead of deciding, when we're making the most money on these pigs, we're basically just deciding quality is everything, and the rest we'll figure it out. And we just come up with some breeds of pigs that are unbelievable.
What makes a good pig?
A good pig, a lot of it is in the breeding, the breeds of pig that are in them. And then, of course, like everything else, a happy pig is a pig that grows fast. Any animals that grow fast makes better meat. It's simply that. It's that simple.
Where'd you get your pig, Chef?
I got it up from my good friend Tom Walsh up on the Western Slope up above Meeker.
So is the pig just in your backyard walking around grazing right now, or what do you processing a pig?
Right now it's hanging with its head down and its feet up in the air in a big cooler.
Ready to rock and roll.
Ready to get seasoned up and barbecued.
Now, another guy that's here with us today, and lucky to have him. I don't know how much longer he'll be here. Will, who's slumming it today, hanging out here at the Modern Eater. You've got a barbecue joint that you like. I don't think your mic's on there, Will. Yeah, but Will, you're not on the air right now.
Sorry about that.
No
there we go.
Hey, there's Will.
Greg, new place that is delicious. I just found out about it recently. It's called the Roaming Buffalo. It's on Downing and Wesley, so that DU neighborhood. They do Colorado pulled lamb shoulder. It's just delicious. Their brisket is absolutely great. I think they just opened up this winter.
Wait, now shout them out again. What's the name of them? I need to write them down.
Roaming Buffalo Barbecue.
Roaming Buffalo Barbecue, and that's in the DU area, huh?
You got it. It's delicious, too. If you're around there, you got to stop by. They do all their meats until they're sold out. So lots of times I'll get over there about 6 o'clock, but they'll be out of all their meat.
Oh, really? Wow, they're really in demand there. So there's another one to add to the list there. Jay, yes. Facebook?
Uh-huh.
Any barbecue spots that we need to know about there?
What do you mean?
Anybody reply, comment?
No, I got some stuff up there that says I even threw out the phone number.
This thing on right here?
I even threw the phone number up there in case someone needs it on the fly. But I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm hopeful.
All right, if you got a barbecue spot that we just have to visit and you want to hear back with, here's our hopes. We've got this pig. Now, a lot of restaurants will be listening to this show. A lot of restaurant owners, bar owners, that type of thing. If you have a barbecue spot and you'd like to have us in your spot next week,
we have a pig and we will travel.
Travel with the pig.
Absolutely, and we even have some good rubs for them.
So that's the great ability. On 6 o'clock, everybody's starting to get hungry on a Saturday night. I'm hungry.
I don't know what it's like not to be hungry.
Oh, really? You eat all the time?
I basically.
Well, this show's perfect for you then. So look at us on Facebook. You got me out there grilling some salmon. And salmon, I really love to grill. But here's the thing with salmon, Chef. There is skin.
Yes, there is. There should be.
On there. Do some people grill or even bake or cook? Do people actually like the taste of fish skin?
Yes, there are many ways of doing this. So obviously, if you're going to eat the skin and the fish, and it depends on the fish, and it's more what's actually between the meat and the skin that affects the flavor on that. So if you take a trout, for example, you will have to scale it because they do have small scales on it. And after that, you could eat the skin if you like to.
Oh, I'm not a fan.
Oh, I do.
But I can tell you.
Jay?
Sure.
You do?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Salmon, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know
Smoked
about
salmon
I don't know about
skin,
trout.
that's
I don't know if
really
I could-
good.
But yeah, salmon skin. Yeah, I'll gobble that up.
Now, is there a lot of nutrients in the skin?
The skin itself, I'm not sure, but right under the skin, there's a lot of fat there for sure. So yes, it would be healthy for you. It's the good omega-3s, buddy.
Oh, my goodness. So here's what I do. I like to get a hot grill. Then I'll take my slab of salmon. I'll throw it on that grill at that high temperature there. And if you let that baby go for just a minute or two, and again, on the Facebook page, the Modern Eater, it shows that that the skin will separate. If you take the spatula right between the meat and the skin will just lay on the grill. So at that point in time, you can pick that up with the spatula, that salmon slab, get underneath there and scrape the skin off your grill and get rid of that nasty stuff. Throw the salmon back down on there. Let it cook at that high heat just a little bit to sear in that flavor from the bottom. And then I'll bring the temperature down so that it can cook just a bit. And then I'll give it a once flip and then back over again, and that perfect salmon.
Yeah, that works for you?
That works
I do
for
have
me.
an opening up at the school if you want to come and study.
Oh, I'll need studying on that. Well, listen, they cook to taste, and that's the greatest thing about food itself is that everybody likes something different, right, Chef?
Absolutely. One of the favorite ways of mine actually to cook salmon is what we call unilateral, and that is in the pan, you cook it skin side down very slowly, and all the heat comes from the skin side and goes all the way up through the salmon, and you end up with this piece of salmon where all the juices, everything basically stays in it, and it comes out and it's flaky, it's moist, it's cooked through. And then if you want, you can serve it with a nice brown, crispy skin on it, and people can take it off if they want to.
Now, will you put together a little demonstration, a little video demonstration that we can throw on the
we'll
Facebook?
Put that on the Facebook.
Another reason why you need to get into the Modern Eater Network here. Head over to the Facebook page, like it. You'll see a bunch of stuff from the chef as well. We'll keep Jay off there altogether. Jay, just stay away from that page. Coming up, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about common denominators between successful restaurants and bars and failing ones. Failing restaurants, they're everywhere.
It hurts me.
Hemorrhaging money, and a lot of times, I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of the reason I think that restaurants and bars fail is, number one, are you okay?
Yep.
Chef? All right, I don't want to lose you here. Is that with a restaurant and a bar, sometimes people put too much of their love of what they like into their restaurants and bars. And another thing is they don't know how to manage their margins, their food costs, and their drink costs. We'll talk more about that when we get back on the Modern Eater Show. Greg Hollenbeck and Chef Jesper Jonsson. Be right back in a flash.
All right, that's the first segment of the first show that we've ever done, the Modern Eater Show. We're in Studio Kitchen, Colorado right now, and again, if you're just tuning in, that's 6 years' worth of work that we've done, starting from a radio show in iHeart to today in Studio Kitchen, Colorado, broadcasting on our own network. Jay, a lot has changed throughout the years, that's for sure.
There has, man. It's fun to hear Chef Jesper again on the show.
I know, right?
It's been a long time, and that was the norm, though, right? When you came in to the show and did the show back then, Jesper's there, and so you get that.
What hasn't, as you were listening to that, first of all, I get flooded with all kinds of emotions and feelings and flashbacks, but one thing that hasn't changed throughout the years, which camera am I on here?
That light's not on?
No.
Well, you're on this camera.
That's what I was going to say. The one thing that hasn't changed throughout the years is we work with technology, right? Audio to begin with, and audio and video now, and as we've progressed. But our technical problems are always there throughout the years. And you and me, we bicker. And it's usually about technology throughout the years.
It's rolled around. It's a hard one. It's definitely a hard one.
I just think it's adorable how the interaction that we've had throughout the years has just really kind of stayed the same, but watching us grow and watching our relationship grow, it's been a pleasure to build this business with you over the years. And
Likewise. I mean, I would assume, I've never been married. You've never been married, right? I assume that's
we're married.
That's what people talk about when you do you love your partner. It's like, yeah, but we've been together 6 years, you know. So half the time, you know, there might be something, and the other time it's gravy.
So for the 3 people that are watching, 5 on this Friday afternoon, you're like, what's Greg and Jay? What are they doing right now? Well, we're broadcasting a show to you that's basically just showing you our humble roots, and that is on the audio form. It was a radio show, started out 6 years ago this weekend. It's a special weekend for us, and to be here in Studio Kitchen, Colorado, with me and you and Little Rich being a partner of ours right now, it's kind of cool to just look back throughout the years and reflect. There's been so many partnerships and sponsors that we've had the pleasure to work with over the years, but that's kind of been really the unexpected thing for me throughout the years, is how much we've turned into kind of a networking nucleus. One of the things that really sticks out for me, Jay, as I look back and I listen to the audio of our first show, we didn't know anybody. Mm-hmm. And we set out to Arvada, Colorado. I think it was Arvada, Colorado. And we were just like, we're going to go look at barbecue places. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know what we were doing, but we knew we liked barbecue. And we knew we wanted to go out and get some content.
We knew we had a badass chef with us.
So me, you, and Jesper set out, and our capabilities, it's so funny. We're next to nothing when we'd go out. Like literally a hand recorder or little lavalier microphones that was tied to a wire. There's none of this fancy wireless microphone stuff.
We did some smoke signals back and forth.
We did. Mm-hmm. But we had one mission, and that was to meet people, connect people, and unite the community. And that was something to where when we first started out, I had no idea what a mountain it would be. The chefs that we would meet along the way, the things that we would do in this community that were food and beverage related, it just stands out now as like, wow, what an honor. The friends that we've met, the partnerships that we've gained, the products that we've been able to taste, the stories of the people going around in the state. We've gone on a lot of road trips. We've done a lot of summer dinner series. We've connected a lot of chefs with agriculture as well. That's an honor. That's something that's pretty remarkable, and I think really deserve recognition for that. I think that's a good job.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations to you too, Jay.
Well, there we go.
Always there with a camera. Always there ready to film. Always there just a willing participant. And a lot of times we had the best intentions in mind. It wasn't always the way that we wanted it to be in a perfect scenario. But we certainly went out there and did what we could.
We've put in the
Make me laugh, Jay. I need to laugh.
We put in the works. Man, I need to laugh too.
Are you okay?
Today's a rough day.
Why?
Well, because the technology's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Like
even
what?
though like that light. You know how you asked me for the light. It's like the button's clicked on that phone that should show you the light when you're talking. Like, let's see if the other one does it. Ready? Yeah, see, that one does it, right? So the other one doesn't do it. It should.
And that ruins
so
your
just
day?
that doesn't ruin my day, but it funks me out because, I mean, I don't want to get into it because it'll funk me out more. You know, I like it medium funk. You know, we've got a big night tonight. I don't want to get into that funk.
Speaking of that, what are we doing tonight, Jay?
We're going up to Red Rocks to celebrate the love of our life that we're meeting for the first time.
Which is what?
This sweet RV, recreational vehicle.
Yeah. And then we're going to flex. We're going to show you our capabilities. We're going to sit around. We're going to podcast live. We're going to grill. We're going to have a smoker out there. We're going to have community. Ryan Evans from Bruz Beers is going to join us with a couple of delicious Colorado beers. We're going to theoretically get some folks on Zoom calls. And we're going to do what the modern eater does best. Connect, talk about community, talk about culture, and we're going to let you know what we're doing this next 6 months. It's exciting. It really is. It truly is exciting. I'm looking forward to this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to break away. We're going to come right back. We're going to play you more of that. That's what you see on my screen right here. It's the Modern Eater Show. It aired on May 16th of 2015, 6 long years ago. We've got the audio for that, and we've got much, much more. We'll tell you about what's going to be going down tonight. We hope you're around on a Friday night. If not, you can always find our material on themoderneater.com, 6 years worth of content. And a lot of times you just have to go up here and click on this search and type in any name or any place that you want to learn about. If it's Colorado and its agriculture, it's probably on themoderneater.com. We'll take a break. We'll come right back to Studio Kitchen, Colorado, and we'll do more on this special anniversary edition on this Friday in May. The Modern Eater Show continues.
Hi, I'm Amber with Strohauer Farms. And I'm just here to remind you that the best potatoes are grown here in Colorado. Goodness elevated. Thanks for watching The Modern Eater Show.
Hey, Zach Ryder here, Colorado Mills Sunflower Products out of Lamar, Colorado. Your only local source, grown from a local crop to produce a local oil for local chefs. You can find it at Shamrock Foods, What Chefs Want, Seattle Fish Company. Let me try it one more time, then we'll see. Hey, restaurants, we're glad you're reopening. From Colorado Mills Sunflower Oil, we'll see you soon.
First, we partner with the best farmers in the world, and then we tell them, we will take it all. Process whole spices daily, blend custom spices to order, keep it fresh, safe, and flavorful, all so that you can get back to doing what you do best. So whether you're a restaurant, a food manufacturer, or an at-home cook, be sure to visit The Spice Guy at www.thespiceguyco.com.
Hey Modern Eater fans, I'm Don Trobo with the Annex by Ardent Mills, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about some of the great things we've got going on locally in the state. We're headquartered right here, and we're working with farmers in the San Luis Valley to bring you amazing Colorado quinoa. It's just like the South American stuff, but grown locally. We've got transitional wheat flour that's grown by farmers in Colorado and surrounding states who are in the process of turning their fields into organic. So we're taking that transitional wheat and turning it into flour, and now it's available for you to cook and bake with. And last but not least, we're now cleaning grain berries in Denver. So things like spelt or wheat berries or pearl barley, those are things that we're now doing right here locally and are available to you. Can't wait to share it with you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Nations from Aspen Baking Company. It's really important right now to support local. That's why I support the Modern Eater. Now, back to the show.
A Freaky Friday, and it is our anniversary on this Freaky Friday. The Modern Eater Show continues. 6 years, man. And I'll tell you what. The story goes, once upon a time, there were a couple of guys who said, let's go ahead and do this show. Let's name it The Modern Eater. Let's get a chef involved, Chef Jesper Jonsson. And we were like, let's go for it, guys. We learned so much throughout the years. We've met so many people. What stands out to you, Jay, is just like a moment in time on the show. It's like, that was ridiculous. And it's probably to you. And a lot of people say this, especially when you're in production. It's like, I don't remember any of it. You know, I am so deep into making sure that the microphones are on and that the video cameras are set that honestly I black out. I have no idea.
You know, it's funny because, you know, you ask me a lot of times, like, hey man, you know, and I have an energy problem for, you know, getting pumped up for certain things. And man, it's and like you just said some of it right there to where, you know, mentally, I think that this is the Howard Stern show as far as viewers and network and money involved and everything, right?
Really
so if something doesn't connect the right way, right, or I see my heart just drops out of my body. Anyway, that being said, your question was what stands out. You know, something that popped into my head, so I'm going to go with that one. That stands out is meeting you at iHeart Studios and going down there. So technically it wasn't the Modern Eater show as far as my first standout thing, and I can do that one too. But it was going into the studio, meeting you, and it's like, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, and you're there and you're in the thing. And it was a couple of things anyway, you know, in the studio. But it was like the fact that it was a real place, and what you go through in school when they say you can't have any liquid in a radio studio, you just can't do it. Like the first thing I remember standing out as far as the radio show goes is that those things are you know, it's gray area where somebody will have a Starbucks this tall next to a $1 billion certain board, you know. So I remember thinking that and going like, oh, okay, this is real. Like these are real people. As far as the Modern Eater show goes, of a moment of the show when I was like, wow, man, it was probably
there's so many.
It was probably one of the shows when we had just a full
was it on
house
remote?
in here.
It was in here?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was in here
because man, you remember Justin Brunson almost burned this place down.
It was, I mean, you know, and I've had a lot of caffeine.
You remember when
too, so
we
you
broke down
got to slow me down.
a little baby goat in here?
Uh-huh.
Butchered that for Colorado Mills?
I do remember
that.
that.
Was kind of cool.
Yeah, we
There's so many people that have come through this kitchen.
Chef Elise Wiggins and the clay chicken, when she wrapped that whole chicken in clay and then cooked it like
See,
that.
The memories are flooding back. In the studio, when Jay Johnson from Bear Creek Distillery, and we did the smell test, and we kind of blocked off your nose from your mouth, and we would see, does your nose translate to what your mouth tastes? That was some interesting.
That's
times,
definitely
too.
something we have to do again.
That was actually our second show. So today what we're doing is we're playing you our first show, the audio version of that. I'll tell you what, there's 6 years of audio and video that you can check out on themoderneater.com. But if you're just one of those podcast people, because, Jay, did you know that audio is making a resurgence right now?
I've heard that.
People love to listen to audio and podcasts. So on our SoundCloud and on our iTunes, you can get all 6 years of the Modern Eater show. But this is, as we hearken back to May 16th of 2015, the first The Modern Eater show. And I don't know where we left off here, if we're about to jump into some commercials. If we do, I'll just jump ahead. But this is where I believe we will continue as The Modern Eater's first show. Here's the audio as we continue.
It's Greg Hollenbach. If you've thought about a career in the culinary arts, check out the Augusta Scauffier School of Culinary Arts in Boulder.
These are
They're
like
professional pastry arts.
For Jonsson.
Here we go. We're back, I think.
Here we are, back as promised, the Modern Eater Show on Talk Radio 630 K-How. Along my side here, Chef Jesper Jonsson, Greg Hollenbach coming to you from the K-House Studios, producer Jay as well, and Will doing such a great job keeping us in line today. Thanks for that great suggestion for roaming buffalo barbecue there. Fantastic. This segment, and, this is where the Modern Eater, we get, we're not afraid. Chef, we're not afraid.
No, we're absolutely not afraid. Never will be.
You do consulting as well in the Modern Eater show. We're getting into the consulting area as well. You've been so great at helping failing restaurants, failing bars to get back on track, and really cost is a big thing. Successful restaurants, failing restaurants. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, I think we probably, even though it might not be the fun part of it, but the failing restaurants and what they sort of have in common.
Well, I think that's the great fun part.
Yeah. Failing restaurants, usually it's one of the main reasons is people start out.
Yeah, what are the commonalities that you see throughout restaurants, that there are a couple of things that just really ring true from each restaurant to the next, that you're seeing a very obvious thing pop out to you of why they're failing?
Yeah. First of all, I'd say anybody that starts a restaurant that has no formal training are going to be at a huge disadvantage. Second...
Wait, now stop right there, Chef. Why do people take on restaurants and bars as a pet project? Just think it's a great idea that, hey, listen, I would really like to go out. And people do that.
A lot of people do, and a lot of people burn their wings terribly doing that. Restaurant businesses most certainly sound and look very appealing. It looks, fun and easy to go into. But it is first of all, it's a business like any other, and it's a business where your whole stock has to be used up in 4 to 5 days, or it is no good anymore. And grocery stores, don't do that. It's very, very hard. I think if you have a flower shop and a restaurant, you're in a bad shape if you're not from the business.
So, talking about the commonalities throughout restaurants and bars that are failing, give us a couple of more things that you've seen that are consistent throughout.
Yeah, startup cost exceeding budgets, and then basically not have enough startup capital to get through startup and get through. If you have a couple of tough months, which you always have, there's always month where you actually lose money in a restaurant off season. And if you can't weather through those, then you just simply can't make it, and then you can't get back on your feet afterwards.
Funny you say that. There's a great article in the Denver Post dated 5/11, if you want to look for that. It's titled, "Fine Colorado Eateries Spend Big to Survive a Decade of Slim Margins." Now, this article talks about a couple of things, but one thing that really jumped out to me is that if you're making 10% profit, 10% profit off your bottom line, you are doing phenomenal.
You are exceptional.
What's the norm? About
5 to 7, and that's 5 cents on a dollar.
So if you're a fine eatery, and I always have believed that. There is usually a 4 to 5 year turnaround for your bar or restaurant on what the inside will do, what your clientele will be, because you really have people that the expendable income of people that are going out and eating, that switches out of the type of environment that they would like to go to. So about every 4 to 5 years, in my estimation, if you have a nice fine dining establishment, that you have to do something to it and be able to have that money backed up.
Yeah. It becomes, for people that rent locations where they're at, investing that amount of money can be really, really hard because you don't obviously make any money on real estate out of it. And then, if you're having, especially finer dining, the people demand a nice, clean, neat interior, and it can have chipped paint and wear on it. So yes, they do have to go into big expenses, and you can imagine if you make 5 to 7 pennies on a dollar, it takes a lot of ribeyes in order to renovate a whole restaurant for many hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So food costs.
Yep.
Food costs for a restaurant, is that the most expensive thing to the bottom line?
Food cost in obviously keeping track on your expenses is huge. Food cost compared to what we call contribution margins really is now with the tendency to use more protein like we do here in Colorado, food cost can be pretty high. And that's okay because the profit after you take your expenses off, your food cost after your sales price, if that is a big chunk of money, that's what we call contribution margin. And if those are high, then food costs can be high. But in industry general terms, food costs and labor costs should really not exceed 60 to 65% at the most in your cost.
Mm-hmm. Now, recently, you have been consulting a restaurant that absolutely had no idea how to control their food costs. It was just out of control. They were hemorrhaging money left and right. Share with us just what those food costs were and what you were able to do to get them back, making some money off of their food.
Sure. The biggest problem a restaurant have if they're not really good at menu design is they won't utilize the same products. If you have shrimp, for example, you have it in your appetizer, you got to do something with the main entree with the shrimp in them. You got to cross-utilize your products. That's huge. Of course, the amount of product that you put in your plates have to be consistent. So it doesn't matter if you say this plate is going to cost X amount of dollars to make, and then the plate is never coming out to the customer the same way. You have no way of knowing exactly how much you're spending. You got to gauge what you do constantly. And then, of course, waste. Can't waste. If you go to a restaurant and you have a dish that's not cooked to your liking and it goes back to the restaurant.
Then Jay eats it, right?
If Jay is lucky, yeah. But,
I'm your guy back there. It comes
Give
out
it to
wrong.
Jay.
Yeah, it comes out wrong, overcooked, undercooked. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you don't care.
No, I just say yes.
No, but, if as we said, if you got to make 5 pennies on a dollar and you have a $32 ribeye that comes back and you throw it out, you're going to sell a whole bunch of ribeyes to make up for that $38. That's what people don't understand, that restaurants only exist because of cash flow, basically.
Now, if you're a restaurant owner and you're having this problem, I would really encourage you to contact the Modern Eater Show. Chef Jesper Jonsson is just a yaman. You are a genius when it comes to being able to figure out people's food and their costs and what their menu should be. You can reach out to us directly, themoderneater@gmail.com, themoderneater@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to do consulting for you as well. To get that to really where your menu's fine-tuned, where you're not sitting on food that you can't afford to lose, to where your margins are right where they need to be.
Staff training
as well is huge,
Huge.
And a lot of people, a lot of restaurants, they offer so many items on their menu, and some of them don't sell. You need to keep that stuff around, though, right?
No, absolutely not. If you cannot make money on something on your menu, unless it's bringing in, like the only exception to having an item on a menu that does not bring in money is if it creates sales in some other departments. And, of course, I'm talking about a happy hour menu. Happy hour menus are not necessarily – they should still make income, but they're not meant to be, a cash cow. But, of course, the bar then, on the other hand, should make up for that lack of profit on your food in your beverage sales.
What's interesting that a lot of people don't think about, if I could just say this, is the payroll of the kitchen, right?
Yep.
So depending on who you have in the kitchen, can say a lot about how the food comes out when you talk about waste. So it's like if you don't want to pay your kitchen very much money, you're going to get less quality of people that know what they're doing than a higher quality of people that they're going to save you money because their product's going to come out consistently.
Yeah,
a lot
absolutely.
of business owners don't think about that. They think if I hire a short order cook, depending on where you're at, right, or a sports bar, you hire somebody for this amount. A lot of business owners aren't thinking about the consequences of that. I mean, you have theft. You have somebody that just doesn't know what they're doing, and you're just constantly losing money on that. Where if you pay somebody a couple more dollars an hour, in the long run, it's going to really save you some headaches.
Yeah.
An actual contribution from our producer, Jay Parker, right there.
Isn't he great?
Oh, we love that. Jay is in the business himself. He's been in the business for a long time, also a broadcaster, too. So lucky to have Jay Parker on board as the producer. Chef Jesper Jonsson, I got to ask you, and quickly before we go into the next break here, next segment, we're going to be talking about trending foods, trending drinks as well. Again, the Modern Eater Show. We're not going to sit around and talk about somebody's chicken for an hour just so we can collect a couple of bucks off of them. This is a show that is this is the new style. People want to hear about really what is going on inside the front of the house, the back of the house. Really a show for food and beverage people who just love it, love bars, love grills, love restaurants, bars, breweries. What's the common denominator? And we'll just talk about success right now. I'm going to tell you what I believe the number one commonality between successful restaurants and successful bars is you do not lead with your heart.
No, you do not. It is a business, and as unpleasant as it might sound, if you're not a firm business owner, you shouldn't be in a restaurant business. I can tell you that just like failing restaurants have a tendency to have the same patterns, so does successful restaurants. And I think the first and most important part is there has to be great management in a restaurant. It is extremely important. It takes a lot more work than most people think, so hard work is absolutely key. Training the staff makes people come back. Even decent food, good service, people like it, they come back. If you have great food and your service is not up to par, people won't come back, or vice versa. And then I think business plans. You got to make a business plan. You got to make a mission statement, really. And then the business plan is not supposed to be end up in a drawer and people forget it. You go back to it, you listen to it, you look at it, you read it, and then you make the adjustments that make sense as you work. But that's really, really what it takes.
Absolutely. So if you need help consulting to really get back on track with your restaurant and your bar, and you want that help, The Modern Eater Show, we're right here to help you out. You can contact us at themoderneater@gmail.com. Funny, I was watching this program on a failing bar. I like to watch this bar rescue show. I think it's fantastic to watch. Chef, you think it's a little salacious. But this one episode, it personified this gal who really liked to sing, and she really liked to put on performances. And when you walk in the door of a restaurant or a bar, Chef, can you tell immediately if they're failing or succeeding? I've got a real good idea when I walk in the door by a couple of intangible things that I know that I expect as a consumer, that if I don't get them, I'm thinking that other people are feeling the same way as well, and they're just not going to come back. So in this episode that I was watching, this gal, she wanted to cater to the bar to all of her liking. She liked gluten-free foods, and she liked vegan. She was very vegan. The people who would want to come from this neighborhood, they didn't want that. They didn't want to hear this woman sing her songs that were her love. And it was so obvious that when they walked into this place that, hey, lady, you're doing everything that you would like to do at your house to entertain guests, but nobody around wants to come into your restaurant because it just sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. There are convictions that that can work out in the business. But it always comes down to the same thing. In order to, you got to meet your bottom line, your break-even point. If you don't get there, you don't have a business. And how you get there is by pleasing, in general, a larger part of the population.
And knowing your neighborhood as well.
Absolutely. You got to do your market analysis. Yeah, it all comes down to that, infamous business plan that nobody wants to make. And if they don't make it, they don't stand a chance.
That's right. It always shocks me when I see like an area that is just like, it's a dive. There's a place for dive bars. Trust me. There's a place for dive. Yep. And then you see somebody pops up a fancy restaurant right there and thinks that the neighborhood's going to embrace it. So you have a destination type of place. You've already set yourself behind so much trying to, you can't get any footing that way.
No.
So drink trends, food trends, what is the latest? What is going on? On my side right now, Chef Jesper Jonsson, co-host of The Modern Eater Show, Greg Hollenbach, and producer Jay Parker. We're going to take that quick turnaround, get right back, and we'll talk about those trends right here on The Modern Eater Show on Talk Radio 630 KHOW. Hey, it's Greg Hollenbach. If you've thought about a career in the culinary arts, check out the Augusta Escoffier School of Culinary Arts in Boulder. Explore an extremely hands-on culinary and pastry arts program influenced by the tradition and methods of the father of classic cuisine. With solutions for every person, courses are very affordable and range from one-day courses to fully professional programs. Their outstanding staff of experienced chef educators are committed to preparing you for an exciting, satisfying career. Visit escoffier.edu today. That's ESCOFFIER.edu.
Now back to The Modern Eater with Greg Hollenbach and Chef Jesper Jonsson.
All right, welcome back to the show, The Modern Eater, right here on Talk Radio 630 KHOW. The new style of food and beverage show. Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Chef Jesper Jonsson on my side right here. And, Chef, before we get into trending foods and drinks, the culinary school.
Yep, up at Escoffier.
Yeah. Now, here's a really exciting thing. I also write a column in the Glendale Cherry Creek Chronicle. It's a dating column, and lots of people have signed up for a little something that we're putting together, circle cooking.
Yep.
And so here's what we're going to do. We have people, and it's kind of a cool idea. We'll go up to the school there, and we have a great facility to be able to use, and basically that's a type of thing to where singles can mingle and cook little items together and stuff. But why limit it there? Let's open it up. If you're single or not, if you just love cooking and that kind of thing, please contact us or hit us up on our Facebook page. The Modern Eater is all you need to do is search for. But you can email us if you have interest in joining a circle cooking group to where you'll go up with the chef, myself, and Jay. We'll head on up to Boulder. We'll have it all taken care of, and you will have the opportunity to basically the chef's going to show us some great stuff, and we'll be able to cook together. So email us. We'll use the fine facilities of Auguste Escoffier Culinary School there in Boulder, and just email us, themoderneater@gmail.com. If you have any interest in that at all, we'll shoot you back some info on that, and that's fun.
That'll be great. When it comes down to all this cooking and eating and this whole restaurant show, when you and I talked about this, it was all about making a social event. It was all about us all coming together, the industry. I think that, you're the guy that'll open the hood on the front of the house, and I'll open the trunk. And we're going to tell you guys about what's going on out in the business and what it's really all about. From people, Jay that's over here, he's helping us out with that too. He's out in the front. And we'll just give you a good tour about what's going on in food, in restaurants, in fairs. We'll be out in distilleries, breweries. We'll travel the whole state.
Oh, we're going to be busy.
Oh, yeah. We got stuff to do.
I love it. You guys can come along with us each and every time. We'll be out and about doing the just great, fun stuff in the community and really enjoying everything that Colorado has to offer.
What a beautiful state.
Absolutely. Food trends. Now, I got a little piece in front of me from entrepreneur.com, and it's 6 food trends to watch out for in 2015. Now, pucker up. The number one thing, sour is in 2015. Chef, what do you think about that?
I think it's great. Anything that is homemade, that doesn't come with a label on it that you can't understand, I'm all for it. So the whole farm to table, the organic, the locally grown, the homemade bitters. I'm myself as a beekeeper, so I love all that stuff. And my next hope is that somebody, or I know that there's a couple of guys working on it, but I want some good homemade tonics.
Are you really a beekeeper, or was that a joke?
No, I am, and there's nothing more fascinating than a bunch of bees.
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, yeah. It's a great thing, buddy.
What's Brussels kale? Brussels
kale, well, that's a hybrid. That's all these, every year there's about 100 or so different species and new strains that are made in the food business, and now they're basically crossing 2 different plants and to make a new vegetable, basically.
Well, okay, so why would you believe that would be a trending food here right now?
Well, it will depend on how easy it actually grows.
They talk about it being a superfood. I guess there are lots of nutrients inside of it as well.
I can tell you that some people are not as fond of kale as they are of Brussels sprouts.
Well, yeah, I love Brussels sprouts myself.
Yeah.
Ramen is making ramen 2.0. So basically, this is the new thing. This isn't dorm cooking, is what it says in here. There's ramen shops as well. San Francisco is exploding with this ramen sensation, bringing it back. But really, a Chinese-style traditional noodles become a dime a dozen. Other types of Asian-inspired noodles are to be expected and featured in a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. Ramen. Well, if you just drive around the city of Denver, have you noticed how many pho places there are? That seems to be more Vietnamese restaurants now than actually are Chinese almost.
Were you trying to say pho?
Pho, yes. Pho.
What do you say?
I don't know.
I said pho, but it is pho.
I don't know what he said.
PHO restaurants around, and they're just sprung up everywhere. I know you're a favorite of those, Greg.
Well, listen, we went to one, right? 2 weeks ago you took me to a place, and it just blew my mind. The place was packed and crazy, but and I'll just leave it unnamed so that I can talk freely about it. But there was stuff, food all over people just shoveling food into their mouth, and it was all over the floor, and the tables were sticky, and the food comes out. I mean, I guess it's kind of a cool thing. It's more a sharing type of plate is what you got for us, and then you get the rice wrap there, and it's an interesting thing. But the next day, my belly just can't go that direction. Move over olive oil. So they're kicking olive oil out of the kitchen. Oil's coming from avocado, pumpkin seed, coconut, and mustard. Promise to bring fresh flavors in the coming year. Is there a particular oil that is your go-to oil, Chef?
Actually, I like grapeseed oil. That's an oil that I like. It's very thin in consistency. It doesn't take heat very much, so you got to be very careful with it. but it stays liquid even when it's cold in the refrigerator. So if I ever do any or seasoned oiled or flavored oil, then that is my go-to oil.
Not bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm still working with olive oil, but I will get some more stuff into my kitchen there. Avocado oil, that kind of interests me a little bit.
Yeah. Different flavors, different textures. You just got to be careful with the the burn point where they start to burn, so you don't use one for stir frying if it can't take high heat, for example.
Talking about food trends to watch out for in 2015, Chef, I'm stoked about this. Butter is back.
Butter is finally back. Can you imagine
butter,
all those
baby.
years they have promised us that it was so bad for us?
I know.
They have deprived of us of butter.
For the longest time, butter was reduced down in my household of just rubbing all over your body.
Thank you for letting us know.
And now I can actually cook with it again because, I love listen, butter. Everything's coming full circle again. I think that's just great. Cocktails. I'm a cocktail guy. Breweries are everywhere, and we're going to dive into breweries like no other. We're going to get around to a lot of these breweries. Hey, Jay, throw up something on Facebook there that asks what people's favorite breweries are, would you? Do you have one that you like?
I don't have a favorite brewery, to be totally honest.
You do not?
No, I'm not a real big beer guy.
Look, Will's running over to the thing. Will, I'm telling you, has a favorite brewery. What's your favorite brewery there?
I like Great Divide a lot. I also like Breckenridge Brewery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent choices.
Yeah, I hear a lot of great things about them as well. I'm a cocktail guy. I really, and this really shocks me, and it's sad to hear, vodka is out and white whiskey is in.
Yeah, what is that all about?
Vodka's my thing right there. Now, Chef, you're a bourbon guy, right?
Yes, I am. I love those tinted spirits. It probably goes back to my European ancestry, but I really do like a good bourbon. I do like single malts, Scotch too, but of course they don't get in a cocktail in any way.
Now, you visited a distillery.
Yes, I did.
This past week.
Yeah, man, I went down to see Jay Jonsson down at the Bear Creek Distillery.
I'm so jealous.
Awesome place.
Come on, you can't take...
What an awesome place.
Chef left without me, but give us a 30-second rundown of that distillery right there. And they're an up-and-comer, right?
Yes, they are. And they are actually in the middle of getting more products out. But right now they have a distilled rum that is very, very, very nice. I smelled and tasted all of them. And then they had 100% rye vodka and 100% wheat vodka that they have ready now. They are in the middle of distilling whiskey. So that obviously has to get in some barrels and sit there for quite a while. So they think they were going to have those ready around New Year, the New Year's. And then late fall, they'll have some bourbon ready. So I already put my name in a bucket because I want to be there the day we can taste that stuff.
Fantastic. Beer or booze, Jay?
Because of my LB situation, and that is being overweight, I am picking.
Oh God!
I'm the booze because I can't take the beer calories. Not at this point in my life.
You can't take the beer. Will, beer or booze?
Oh, beer me, buddy.
Beer you up, huh? I like beer, and I like a darker set. It depends on my mood there, but I like a darker stout type of beer. I think up there at the Rib House, I had that. What did I have?
Nitro
milk stout. That was delicious.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I like to have that with some food there, but as the evening goes on, cocktail me up, and then I get it. But as a commitment to the Modern Eater Show, I'm going to open up myself to all different types of stuff. I've got to try new things, and that's really one thing that the Modern Eater Show, and we're going to talk about more in the next segment, is really how do you open yourself up to new ideas, of trying new things, of wanting to go to new places, of getting out of your comfort zone. People, by the way, bitters are back.
Oh, bitters are back, and that's a wonderful thing, Bitters, it's just a complete new business that's opening up. It's almost like the hot sauce of the bar world now. There are so many out there making incredible products, and it's about darn time. And I sure hope that we can get some tonics going, as I said, because that is just a bomb. Getting a good tonic that's not, your regular translucent bitter soda is about darn time. So we can go back and maybe drink some more vodka.
Now, this is up your alley, Jay. More sparkle. That can come into your life. Low-proof cocktails are just popular as the spirit-forward counterparts, and champagne is ideal accompaniment to many different kinds of booze. So the French 75s will continue to be popular and infused with herbal flavors and lavender and ginger. We can get you right shaped up right away, just on a light booze diet there.
I mean, do you see champagne or sparkle anything when you look at me?
Yeah.
No. You see like processed cheese and just liquor in a plastic bottle.
Now, Chef, this is kind of cool. Creeping culinary influence is coming now with more craft cocktail bars. Yep. Craft cocktail bars are coming up right now, too. Now, people, muddled cocktails, putting flavors in there. I really love that.
I think, finally, we're getting back to some real crafted cocktails with fresh ingredients, and it's about dawn time we get off that sweet wagon and honor the dedication of craftsmanship of distilleries around, when I think about cocktails, I wonder how Sidecar could ever become a margarita. It just hurts my feelings.
We don't want to do that, Chef. Don't want to make the chef angry, and we don't want to make Will angry either. We're just not hitting our brakes on time. But it doesn't matter. It's our show. Who cares?
Absolutely.
Can't do anything about it.
That's called enthusiasm.
That's right. Having so much fun. The Modern Eater Show. This is our kickoff debut. When we get back, how do you get out of your comfort zone? How do you stop going to the same bar, the same restaurant? I know you know what you're going to get. You know what's on the menu. You know the dish that's going to come out. You know the people that are around you. But you're missing out.
Yes, you are.
You're missing out on all of the greatest and latest things. Hold that thought, Chef.
But okay, I'll hold it.
We'll talk about it when we come back. Chef Jesper Jonsson right there, Greg Holland back. We'll be right back. The Modern Eater Show on Talk Radio 630 KHOW.
Oh, my God. Welcome back to Studio Kitchen, Colorado, as we reminisce about the past 6 years. And, man, it's been a wild ride on our anniversary, Jay. Again, some things never change, and a lot has changed as we're at Studio Kitchen, Colorado right now on a Friday, and that was a Saturday show. 1 hour long, Jay. It was 1 hour. Subsequently, we went to 2 hours, but here's something that never changed. We never hit our breaks on time.
No.
We always seem to go long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get talking and people start sharing a story, and you start hearing about the kid that's farming now and can't talk yet but can pull a carrot, that sort of thing, and then you go long.
But I needed this to hear the audio, and that's what we're doing is we're playing for you on this Friday, our anniversary on 05/15. So May 16th. Of 2015 was the first Modern Eater show that aired on iHeart Radio. Kind of the nostalgic moment, but also, again, I didn't know anything. I knew nothing about anything, right? All I knew is I liked to get people on and hear their voices and their stories, and I knew I liked culinary, and I knew I liked the restaurant and bar scene. I didn't know the rest. I didn't know that we'd be getting into the agricultural portion and visiting farms and ranches and that kind of thing. But I didn't know anything. And hearing Jesper Jonsson, and boy, man, he was good.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
He said a lot of great stuff.
He
you
does.
Talking about what hasn't changed and has changed throughout the years, you were a big guy.
235.
235 at your highest
At my
weight.
max. Yeah, that was my max.
Drinker.
Yeah.
You don't drink now.
No.
Haven't drank in years, but you were a drinker then. And just to hear that kind of that mindset, do you remember that guy, that Jay that existed 6 years ago?
Yeah, I remember that dude.
Do you miss him?
I miss aspects of him.
How
I miss
did you describe
aspects
yourself?
drinking
You
alcohol.
described yourself as processed cheese and a plastic...
And liquor in a plastic bottle. I mean, listen, I'm still the same guy, just without the processed cheese and without the liquor in a plastic bottle. I still see myself as that guy.
So right here, I just got off the phone with our new wife.
Oh, did you?
Well, the owner of our new wife.
Correct.
Yeah.
The RV.
The RV
Yeah.
owner. Our new wife is going to will be attached to her for 3.5 weeks as we set sail on June 14th through July 5th. And today I dust off my camping chair, right? I had you crawl up in the crawl space here at Studio Kitchen, Colorado, grab my camping chair, because what are we going to do tonight? We're heading to Red Rocks, and the Colorado weather happening right now. This is live. We're going to head up to do a little, I don't know, special edition show, Jay. Talk about, we're mapped out. We know our plan of action from June 14th this year until July 5th of this year, what our road trip's going to look like. And we're going to share it with people. And we're going to meet our new wife.
I'm excited. I'm excited to meet this gal, this RV, and just see what...
we got to be nice to her.
Well, yeah.
Because we want her to treat us well, too. It's a brand new 2021 Sunseeker mobile home that we're going to meet up at Red Rocks tonight for the first time. That's the camper that we're going to set sail in. And we're going to do an impromptu podcast. And we're going to have some of our friends that we've talked throughout the years. And that's when the true 6-year celebration starts tonight up at Red Rocks. We'll be in the parking lot. Don't get the idea that we're going to be like inside of Red Rocks.
No, we're not on stage.
No. We're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
With the RV.
Yeah. Yeah. And which makes more sense than,
So what we're going to try and do, right, because everything is connectivity, we're going to try and do a live show up there and talk about, just reminisce. Brian Freeman's going to meet us up there. Ryan Evans from Bruz Beers. Jay's going to be there. Our new intern's going to be there. We're going to try and Zoom call into some people that are going to be along our route that we're going to do this year. Amber Strohauer's going to meet us up there tonight. So there's going to be a pretty good gang of us.
Yeah, it's a little
hanging out and talking and reminiscing and looking backwards and looking forwards, really. And that's going to bring us to our summer dinner series, too. So as we just have a little bit left of this commemorative show, and for me, I kind of needed to hear this show today, Jay. I kind of needed to hear this show because it really solidifies how far we've gone and how far we've come. When I was just listening in that last segment of us talking about a new up-and-coming distillery in Bear Creek Distillery, they were brand new, just like the Modern Eater show then in 2015. Brand new distillery. They've won awards throughout the years, and that's just one example of businesses that we've seen come up the ranks with the Modern Eater show and creating those friendships. So whether it's Rocker Spirits or a restaurant or Bruz Beers was brand new.
We were messing with Chef Brotherluck down there at Street Eats.
Before Chef Carrie Baird, before she was even on TV. We've done remote broadcasts all over the state. There's a lot to be grateful for. And as we get opened back up, today Denver hits level clear. Do you know what that means, Jay?
Is that the no masks if you've been vaccinated?
Yeah. Like we can kiss again, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm still wearing my mask, me personally.
You don't like smelling people's breath?
Well, I'm going to adopt this mask thing in a few different aspects of my life. Because, all truth, all jokes aside, I don't know. I mean, I'll have to wait. Maybe I don't do it. But I like the not breathing in other people's stuff. I kind of like that.
I know you do.
As I got forced into it. But then, as I'm in a line somewhere, and you're forced to do it, right? I'm like, you know what? I'd rather breathe me than you.
I feel you there.
So,
congratulations. Happy anniversary to you, Jay, and all of our partners. Throughout the years has been fantastic. Your support in this community, the people that we've met. We're going to take a break right now, and you'll hear from some of our current partners. And, just throughout the...
As you say that, it popped in my head is Jeff Rourke, right?
Jeff Rourke, A+ Beverage Solutions.
Has been with us.
720-272-3809. Jeff Rourke and A+ Beverage Solutions, the most trusted man in the business. Who else stands out? in your mind?
I mean, gosh. Oh, well, Colorado Mills sunflower oil for sure. I mean, all of our sponsors, man. Elevation, Ewing Levitt. If you need insurance, man, Ewing Levitt. It's the Spice Guy. It goes on and on.
Baking Company.
Man, yeah. Lakeland Marketing's in there. They're kind of a recent addition to it. Element Knife Company. Elan's been donating us knives over the years to have the chefs cooking with the good stuff in the kitchen.
But the people, like guys like Rich O'Brien from Elevation Food Service Rep, Jeffrey Nations from Aspen Baking Company, not only do we get an opportunity to hear these folks' stories and help be a great steward or ambassador of their businesses, we also get to meet new friends.
And we get free bread.
And we get, no, we don't. We buy
well, we may have gotten some free bread over the years.
We've got a little bit more for you to play. Again, all of our content is on themoderneater.com. It'd be an honor if you go sign up for our newsletter, check out our content. We are on podcast form as your 6 years worth of Colorado businesses banked for you for free. It's on SoundCloud. It's on iTunes. It's the audio form. We have all the videos. And when did we start doing videos? It was at iHeart. But basically, we just had the setup of all sitting around the table, the regular talk radio studio table, and the microphones would be on, and we just put a camera up in the corner of the room.
Yeah, I think we started that way. I know we went to multiple cameras eventually. But I think originally it was one camera.
So we started doing. We knew we wanted visual stuff because occasionally a chef would come in and put a Bunsen burner in the corner of the studio, and we're just hoping that the sprinklers don't go off on all the equipment, and we're kind of just these rogue kids in the iHeart stage studio on a Saturday night, right? It was truly like we just didn't want to mess anything up because we didn't want people noticing that we were in there. We thought they'd kick us out at some point.
We didn't want to leave the beer and
so we'd have people come in with stinky cheese, right? Chefs come in and do what they could in a radio studio. And we knew one day there'd be a dream, Jay. We needed our own studio. So when we first started doing video, and I want to say doing video, we were off iHeart about a year ago. Well, I think we did video about a year. I think we've only been doing video for a couple of years now, maybe half of the 6 years, 3 of the 6 years, which blows my mind.
That sounds about right. We'll put it this way: like we didn't start doing real video. I mean, we started in the studio in the iHeart, but we didn't start real video
it'll be our third year here
right
in September,
right, and so.
Less than 3 years.
So
probably about 3 years.
So
to our anniversary.
It's because it happened here. So if we're coming up on 3 years in Studio Kitchen, then it's under 3 years of video because I don't really count the iHeart as video yet.
It's interesting hearing in this podcast from our first show us talking about our brand new Facebook page or our brand new. We didn't have Instagram.
We didn't have YouTube either.
Nothing. Oh, speaking of YouTube, go to our YouTube page. Give us a like on that. We're trying to build up that YouTube page. You've got a lot of great curated content. So, again, themoderneater.com, that's going to have everything you need. If you're around tonight or even just make a little mental note that you'll want to watch the replay of tonight's special edition programming, I promise you we're going to do our best to give you such a fun, cool, killer show from Red Rock's parking lot tonight. It represents all of Colorado. That's us going into level clear, vaccinated, running around with our masks off, throwing a Frisbee around, talking about community and food and beverage and agriculture, and it'll be a good time. We hope you show up for that. Other than that, it's our anniversary show. We have just a little bit more of the audio that we want to play for you in this very archaic state. I know it's not the most interesting thing to watch, just the laptop open, but I think it's a good, I think it signifies our roots very well. Audio form, our beginning days, very raw, very humble, very fresh, very new. And I think that's what we're showing today.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And listen, if you're somebody that is popping in on the stream and you're like, I'm just not an audio person, no problem.
Yeah.
You go to themoderneater.com, you can watch everything on video, except for those first couple shows. But you can even
get a lot of those shows, probably a couple years worth of shows you will see as you look back will be just a SoundCloud link to the audio.
Yeah. So let me amend that then. So if you're not an audio person, then go to themoderneater.com, but start out, halfway through.
We have both. Also, you can look forward to us with the read. You'll see on themoderneater.com at the top of the page, you'll see watch, read, listen. That's pretty self-explanatory, but you'll be able to watch the shows. You'll be able to read new columns from Lori Midson, and you'll also be able to listen to the podcast throughout the years. Why'd I do that? I'm going to have to find our place.
What'd you do?
I just went to a different page, and so I don't know where we
Well, let's
left
play.
off.
It's
fine. We'll
commercial.
come back. We'll play a commercial. We'll come back. We'll finish up playing our first show ever as the Modern Eater continues.
Hey, you guys, Jay here with the Modern Eater Show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about our YouTube and Instagram channels. A lot of killer content over there. Throw us a subscribe on YouTube. Throw us a follow on Instagram. And thank you for supporting TME. We couldn't do this without our amazing sponsors, so let's check them out right now.
Very proud to be part of the Modern Eater, and chefs, restaurant owners, any food service operators. You know, I know right now that delivery and carry out is bigger than ever, and we got you covered. Cambro has a full line of delivery and carry out items. More economical options are expanded polypropylene or EPP, nice insulated container. The ProCard Ultra is really versatile. It's a great unit because you can actually store cold products down here, hot products up here. It's all 120. There's no refrigeration worries. It's all thermodynamics. Just let us know what your food service challenges are, what it is we can do to help you out, and there isn't anything that we can't do for you. So hope to see you over here at our facility in Park Hill soon, and stay safe out there.
You know, everybody, with several $1 million of hard assets here, insurance is very, very important to us. Ewing Levitt covers it all. Machinery, building, workman's comp. Ewing Levitt's got us covered from the floor to the ceiling, from our alley even to the street. This divider, this press, my cooling conveyor, my oven. Ow, ow. Ewing Levitt covers our counter stacker and our employees too. If you need insurance, take it from Little Rich at Rockalita's. Call Ewing Levitt, they'll get you covered.
Hey, this is Keegan from D-Bar in Denver. You guys might find it difficult to stay in touch and stay up to date with the ever-changing culinary scene in Colorado. It's almost impossible. Just tune in to Modern Eater. These guys have their fingers on the pulse of what's happening in all of the food and beverage in all of Colorado. They're behind us. They understand the idea of shopping local and shopping small. So support them, you support us.
Welcome back to Studio Kitchen, Colorado on a very special day. It's our anniversary weekend tonight. We have a big anniversary show up at Red Rocks, and we're also going to do a little preview of our summertime where we head into our annual road trip. It'll be our 4th annual road trip, Jay.
Fresh Prince, summertime.
Summertime. I love summertime. We'll do our summer solstice up at Big B's. We can't wait to tell you our agenda as we travel the state of Colorado for about 3 weeks and some change. Then we'll do our summer dinner series. Of course, we've got special announcements for you. I don't even know where to begin because we'd leave 1,000 people out, the relationships that we've meant over the year. But on our anniversary show, have to say happy anniversary to Little Rich Schneider. You mean so much to this brand, and Brian Freeman as well. Little Rich Brian Freeman, right?
Freeman.
He's on his way down here right now.
Did you know that he invented produce?
I do. Know that he
invented man, that's special.
Like to thank my mom, who's been a very integral part of just me and my learning process as a businessman and entrepreneur, and has always supported me in my dreams. Thank my mom for that. Of course, thank you, Jay Parker. None of this truly could ever be a possible thing. It would still just be a dream. You're helping dreams come true for a lot of us, so I thank you, Jay Parker.
I thank you
as well. Who else? There's people along the way like Jared Leonard.
No, don't start it because if you're going to leave somebody out.
No, I know Jared Leonard, though. You've been great to us, helping us out with our first annual summer dinner series, which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Back over at AJ's Pit Barbecue.
Yep, and George Eater also helping us pull off last year's summer dinner series. Got to thank you for that. You're absolutely right. There's just so many people.
I know.
That have been,
I want to.
Dave Box, who we just saw today. You've been a fantastic partner of the Modern Eater show. as we continue. There's just so many people.
God, the Spice Guy, Zach Johnston, he's participated.
Ryan Evans, who we'll see.
Bruz Beers, man.
Bruz Beers.
Yeah, they've been with us for a long time. Ardent Mills, Colorado Mills. I mean, we've been up to Lamar and messed with those guys a bunch of times. And they're the salt. You want to talk salt of the earth, man, you head out to Lamar,
Rick
Colorado.
Robbins. We got Zach Johnston, Zach Kreider. All the Zachs in the world.
all the Zachs. The Strohauer of the world,
Faith
Amber.
Johnson, our website gal, who's helped us out so much. Dave Avery, you've done a ton for us as far as audio goes. A great partnership with that. Again, we could just keep going on forever. All of you guys that operate restaurants, and we could name all the chefs out there. But all the chefs, all the purveyors, everybody that's had the Modern Eater touch your lives, thanks for being a part of ours. We're going to play you the rest of this audio of our first show, and then we'll wrap things up from Studio Kitchen, Colorado, because we got to start packing things up, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
We got to start packing things up because we're heading up to Morrison, Colorado. I don't know where this is because I jumped off the page, but I'm going to try and cue it up to where we are. So this is hunting down audio. This is at its finest. Give it to me so I can hear it in my
Fire. And you work at Gibby's. They keep their own.
Back to the Modern Eater.
Here comes the food. Oh, right on time.
Here's Greg Hollenbach and Chef Jesper Jonsson.
All right, here we go. I was just reading a message from my mother. Greg Hollenbach, Chef Jesper Jonsson, the Modern Eater Show right here on Talk Radio 630 KHOW, and she just reminded me, don't drink and drive.
That is true. Don't drink and drive. Be responsible, please.
And she says, slow down. I seem panicked. Hey, Mom, listen, we've got a lot of stuff that we want to say throughout the show
we
and the hour.
We are excited in here.
And when you keep a good pace, the listener likes that, Mom. So when I get home, I don't live with my mom, but Mom, when I see you next, I'll slow down just for you, okay? But Mom, I love you. So right now, Jay Parker, happy to have you a part of the show right now.
I appreciate it. Happy to be here.
And only with a few minutes left, we want to talk about comfort zones. But you work at a very comfortable place that I'm sure many people come back to over and over again. Now, it's an interesting thing. You work for, aside from the Modern Eater Show, you work for the Little Pub Company.
Correct.
Which is a very interesting thing because they own local bars that keep their own identities, which I think is brilliant because they don't like to be a corporation. They like to be a company, the home office, which is they're keeping that. Come on, don't text me anymore. They keep that feel of these places, and a lot of these places, like the College Inn, I grew up. I'm not in the bar, but I was playing video games in there while Mom was putting back a few.
Right.
But that's a neighborhood place, and you work at Gibby's. You're a bartender at Gibby's, and a lot of people are familiar with that. They like you. They want to come back and see you. Being a bartender, you see a lot of familiar type of people and places that they just go to their local bar, but they really don't go outside of it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you see a lot of new faces, but every place has its their regulars, as they're called in the business. And it's a great place. It's called Gibby's Big Backyard Sports Bar and Grill. They have a huge, there's 2 volleyball courts in the back. There's fire pits, a patio bar where if you're somebody who still enjoys the occasional cigarette and or pack and a half a night, you can go out there and smoke and still sit in front of a big screen TV and enjoy your cocktail.
Well, summer's heating up, and we might just be, and this is just a secret between you and I listening, you and me, Mom.
We're trying.
We might be there next weekend with the pig.
We're hoping. We're lining things up.
So we're seeing if we can't get over there. And Chef Jesper, talking about familiarity, talking about just with a couple minutes left. Here's the deal. Here's why we started the Modern Eater, is to have a network of people that what we do, we're the guinea pigs. We get out there and we check out all these great things. Throw us a suggestion on our Facebook page. Email
Absolutely.
us.
Yeah, let us know what you guys like, and then we'll go out and share it with you.
Absolutely.
And then we'll share it with the rest of our listeners. That's what it's all about. It's going out there, finding the off the Eden path is what we've been talking about, right?
Yep.
It's just going out there. Just the Rip House the other day. That's a perfect off the Eden path. I bet you that he's well known up there and outside of of his little nick up the woods there. Most people in Denver won't know about it, and I can tell you it is definitely worth a drive.
So here's our mission statement. We want to use this show as an aggregate, as a gift to you guys, to be able to, number one, hear our input. Because we're not tied down to anything or anybody right now. We're going to give you great straight-up feedback and input. We want your input. We want an interactive community so that we can give you photos, that we can give you videos, that we'll have the podcast available for you every Monday morning on themoderneater.com. You can listen to that podcast and see what we're up to, and we want to make you comfortable because with so many great places here in Colorado, so many great restaurants, bars, breweries, distilleries, you as a consumer, the modern eater is smart with their money. The modern eater is somebody who loves to go out, they're foodies or they love drinks and that kind of thing, but they don't want to take a chance. They don't. It's tough because it's like $100 commitment for a couple to go out and really try a new place.
Absolutely.
And if you throw drinks on top of there, so on and so forth. So we're going to save you money. Yep. We're going to talk about great places, and this network, you get involved with the Modern Eater, you won't regret it.
No, it's all about, us and you, and we're going to work this together, and we're going to find great places together. If you have secrets out there, let us know, and we will for sure go out there and have a good time.
All right, Jay Parker, our great producer, will be with us all the time. Got to thank Will and Myron behind the glass. Chef Jesper Jonsson, you are the greatest, man. I'm so happy to have you on the show. I'm Greg Hollenbach.
Beautiful.
Next week, 6 p.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 K-House. See you then.
Men.
I don't hear you. No.
There you have it. The first The Modern Eater show, Jay.
There it goes. There it goes, man.
We did that on purpose. We wanted to show you that not everything goes as planned the whole time.
No, it doesn't.
But we're getting ready to go up to Red Rocks tonight. We were just outside looking. It's a beautiful Colorado evening. We're at Studio Kitchen. And tonight, we're hoping to head up to Red Rocks to do a special edition show for you. Tune in if you can. If not, just watch the replay. That'll be on Facebook, YouTube, and themoderneater.com as well. We're all going to get together, and we're going to talk about this coming spring and summer, Jay.
Summertime.
What we love to do. You just made me spit. Which, if I had my mask on.
Yeah. I mean, like right now, I don't mind not wearing my mask. This is fine, but I like it when I'm out in public.
Because you're 20 feet away from me?
Yeah. And even, I mean, we spend so much time together, it doesn't matter what we wear. We'd have to wear hazmat suits to not have what I've got what you got, and you got what I got. Everybody knows that.
All right, so myself, Jay, Brian Freeman, we're going to go up and meet our wife, our new RV that we're going to see for the first time in Red Rocks, Colorado. And it'll be a good time tonight. I hope you enjoyed this show. All three of you who watched, we appreciate you more than anything else. If it wasn't for you, the folks that watch the Modern Eater show, we'd be nothing. So I hope that you really enjoy the content that we create for you day in and day out, keeping you connected to Colorado's food and beverage and the community. The chefs, the farmers, the ranchers, the brewers, the distillers, the winemakers, the artists and creators. That's what makes Colorado so special. Truly does.
That's right.
All right, so for myself, Greg Hollenbach and Jay Parker, we'll sign off for now, but again, keep an eye out because tonight, I don't know, what would you say, dusk? What time's dusk right about now? 7:30?
Yeah, 7:30, 7:40, something
Probably
like that.
about 7:30, somewhere in there. We're not going to rush, but keep an eye on us. I think you'll have fun watching what we come up with tonight from Red Rocks, Colorado. The Modern Eater Show will continue. Happy anniversary, 6 years.
Hey.
What's going on, everybody? This is Brother Luck from Lucky Dumpling, 4x Brother Luck in Colorado Springs, and I am rocking with the Modern Eater. You're watching them, you're tasting them, you're knowing everything there is to know about Colorado.
Hi, Charlie from Bruz Beers here. Our new Belgian Abbey 4-pack is a mixed package of the 4 core beers made in Abbey and Trappist breweries in Belgium. So we have a single, a double, a triple, and a quadruple in one package. Now, quadruples are the emperors of Belgian monastery ales. They're dark in color, with a dense tan head, and alcohol ranging from 8 to 12%, so they're pretty strong. Quadruples are very rich and complex with big maltiness, spice, and flavors of raisins, cherries, and plums. Alcohol is apparent in the mouthfeel, but not overwhelming, even at 10.5% ABV. So the finish is long, complex, and dry, and they're great beers anytime, by themselves or with hearty foods. Pick up your Abbey 4-pack at either Bruz location, 67th and Pecos, or at Colfax in York, and at fine liquor stores throughout the Denver metro area. Take home some Belgian-style badassery today.
Hi. This is for the outtake version.
What's up, Denver?
I am Chef Natasha Hess, and this is Chef Carrie Baird, and we are at the Ginger Pig.
Check us out, gingerpig.com. You can also see us on the moderneater.com. Thanks, everybody. It's cornstarch.
I know. It's cool.
Hey, guys. Alex Armitage over at Sam's No. 3 Glendale. You want a Bloody Mary? You want a cheeseburger? You want a breakfast burrito? Greek salad? Bacon gyro meat? Chicken souvlaki? Barbecue ranch salad? We got you covered. Come down and see us. One more time. Try it again. Hey guys, Alex Armitage over here at Sam's No. 3 Glendale. Now get your ass to themoderneater.com. Thank you so much.
Modern Eater, we love you guys. This is Amber with Northern Colorado Potatoes, reminding everyone that potatoes grown here are truly rooted in love and rooted in a long history of being grown in this area. Early 1900s reports show that this was either the largest or one of the largest potato producing areas in the nation. Other states have had some amazing branding, but don't forget we have all your favorite varieties and more you love to cook and eat, including russets. Support local potatoes, you won't be disappointed.
Hey guys, it's Caroline Glover. I'm the chef owner of Annette out at Stanley Marketplace. Citrus is about to be in its prime, and you're watching the Modern Eater Show. I'm